SEO, or search engine optimization. This is basically how easily can your products or your website be found on social media. So when you go on Google and you do a search for vegan soaps or handmade soaps, how far up the Google search pages are you going to be? Now, this is really easy to implement on your website. So if you go to any product page, we are going to go onto your vegan soap sample box because this one is new. And you'll notice this little colour blob up here. So they tend to come in grey, red, orange or green. So this is a traffic light system. And this is to help you with your SEO. So if it is green, that is fantastic. Green is good, green is go. Red is bad and amber is okay. So there's different things you can do. So I've said on a few different videos that I was actually going to leave this till later because it is not complex, but there's a lot of different parts to it. So here is your focus key phrase. This is really important. So this is essentially what you want your customers to search for when they find these products. This is usually what the name of the product is. And this is the key phrase that is going to appear everywhere. So you want to make sure it is in line with what the product is. So for instance, if your product is a vegan soap sample box, you wouldn't put your key phrase as a soap gift box because that isn't what it is. So here it is, vegan soap sample box. So we want to make sure that that is everywhere. So it is already in our product name and our product URL. That is fantastic. So this product is amber. So we're going to go through this now and try and make this green. So here is your SEO titles. This is your search engine optimization title. So this means it is what is going to appear on your Google search page. So I'm just going to do a search here. Luke uses DuckDuckGo, which is just another Google, I guess. I don't really know why he uses these strange things. And we are going to look for vegan soap sample box. Amazing. So this is all the things that would appear. So you can see here, this is what your SEO title would be, this link here. So you want to make it quite catching. You don't want to make it too long because then it hangs over the edge and they won't be able to see it. And there is absolutely no point to that. So here I've put vegan soap sample box. So that is your key phrase in there. That is absolutely what you want. You want your key phrase in there first. And then I've put handmade artisan products. And you can see on this line here, you've got a little bit of room left. So you could add more here if you want, but this is green, so that's great. So if I was to take this down here, it would soon disappear to red. Saying that's not even going to go red, is it? So you can see there it went red because there was nothing there. So I'm just going to undo all of that. So you could make this longer if you want. You could put handmade artisan products in the Lake District. You could put in Kent. You could put anything you want. If you wanted more text here, you can see you've got a little bit of space there. But this is green, so I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to leave that. And this bit here is called your meta description. Sorry, we've just missed this out. This is your slug. And this is just essentially what your URL is. So this will pick up from what is here. So I've said in a few videos on the product videos that it is really, really important that this is the same as that. And that's because it links to your SEO. So everything has to match. It's all about continuity on your webpage to make it as easily found as possible. Just going to get rid of Luke on Luke's laptop. So that will automatically pull. So you don't need to worry about that. Your meta description is this little bit here that appears. So again, you don't want to make it too long because otherwise it will kind of hang over the edge like this one and you won't be able to read it. And they won't be able to get that text from anywhere else. So it's absolutely pointless. So you only have a very small window to make it quite grabbing. So I can already see here that we haven't added this phrasing from up here, the vegan soap sample box. We haven't added that, and we really need to put it in here. So what I usually do, which is easier, I'm just going to take this from here and put it there. And you can see here this has gone to amber. That's bad. That means it's too long. So we're going to cut that right down and instantly it's gone to green. The other problem that we've seen here is that vegan soap sample box does not appear in this box. It has to appear in this box. You want that key phrase everywhere. And because I've taken that from the product description, I also know that it doesn't appear in there. We'll come back to that in a second, but it is really important that it is everywhere. So we're just going to update that, and we're going to put, oh gosh, sorry. Try to copy and paste the wrong thing. So we're just going to put here, vegan soap sample box. I'm going to put a little hyphen and put the perfect, most inexpensive way to try out all 9 soaps. And I'm actually going to keep this bit here because I like this. I'm going to put here, test a mini version of the soaps and find your favourite. And we can see here we've got a tiny bit of space left, but not much. And it's green. Green is good. Green is absolutely brilliant. This next bit here is your SEO analysis. This is brilliant because it tells you what you need to improve on. It makes things so much easier for you. So outbound links. This is really hard to get right because it is links external from your website. So it is sending people to somewhere else on your website. And you wouldn't usually do this. So for instance, at my work, we have got training courses which are accredited to different training organizations. So we would link our training course page to them, and that's probably the only time that we would do that. So this I wouldn't worry too much about because there's going to be very few times where you're going to be able to do this. Key phrase in introduction. Okay, so your key phrase does not appear in the first paragraph. Make sure the topic is clear immediately. So this is what I said to you before when we copied the text into here, but it didn't have the key phrase there. So it's really important that we do that. So I'm just going to pop it in there. And we're just going to change this a little bit to say vegan soap sample box is the perfect, most inexpensive way to try out all 9 soaps. Purchase the sample box, test a mini version and find your favourite. So now that should be green, and we can see all the red ones here. That's gone. Brilliant. So all of these here, the green ones, are fantastic. So we have got the key phrase in the image. I'll just quickly show you that. So if you click on your product image, you want to make sure that all of this is filled out. So I've been doing this on some of your images for you, and I did do another video about product, adding and editing your product page and why it's important. So essentially it means that you can search for the correct thing in there, but it also means that your product image has the same focus key phrase to make sure that you have got the best optimization for your search engine. So that's perfect. That's in there. What else do we have? We've got images, which is great. All product pages should always have an image. Internal links. So this is what we said on the video of how to edit a product page. You want to link each product page to another product page. So we've linked it to your individual soap bars, and we've linked it to gift sets too. Our key phrase introduction, we've just done that. The key phrase is a good length. That's brilliant. In the meta description, that was this little bit here. So we've done that. We haven't used a key phrase before, which is great. So that means that you haven't got another product page with the same phrase as this, which is really important because you don't want your 2 product pages to be fighting against each other. So for instance, you wouldn't have another vegan sample soap gift set. You might do a travel one or a hotel one or something that's maybe a similar product, but it's called something different, because why would you have 2 products that are called the same thing? You just wouldn't. Key phrase in the slug. The slug is your URL. That's this little bit here. And it's in the title, and it's a good width. Brilliant. So all of these green things are good. Good results. Your problems are these red bits. So outbound links we've talked about, you're probably not going to do that. And the only other problem that's stopping this from going green is that the text length is 88 words. This can be quite hard to bulk out, because if you don't need to add anything else in here, you don't want to be adding words for the sake of it. But I'm quite happy with that for now, so I'm just going to update that. And if you wanted to, you could go to your products on the dashboard. Just waiting for this to load. And then you can see here, this is your SEO score here. So the traffic lights we were talking about. Red is bad, but these pages are private, so that's absolutely fine. This one is amber, and we know that's only because of the length of text, so that's fine. This one here, Relax with Rose Geranium, that's actually red. So let's go and have a look at this one. Red is not good, so it'd be interesting to see why this isn't so great. So let's see what this does. So already I can see we don't even have a focus key phrase, so it doesn't even know what to search for. Your SEO title again is blank. So let's just have a look at the analysis. So this, it tells us what we need to do. So your image does not have any attributes for the top of your text. So that basically means that your key phrase, which doesn't exist, isn't in this title. So we're just going to take this here, Relax with Rose Geranium. We're going to use this as our key phrase because it's already the product title. You wouldn't put something like bath salts because you've got several bath salts. You wouldn't want them all to be bath salts because then all the pages are fighting against each other. So we're going to pop that in there, and automatically it's gone from red to amber because now it knows what it's looking for. So SEO title, we're going to change that to Relax with Rose Geranium. And we can see here that this green bar is not very far across. So we know we've got a lot of room to move with. So I'm going to change this to handmade artisan products. But you could, I mean, really, you could put whatever you like. At work, I think we put something like world-class training provider. I think my candle one, I put something like hand-poured home fragrance from the Lake District or something like that. But this bar is green, so I'm happy with that. This slug is great. It's got the same key phrase in. That is the URL for the text. And I'm going to take this and put it into a meta description. And this bar has come up orange. So this means that it's okay, but it's not long enough. We've got all of this room here to play with. So if we go up here, we can just nick some content from this. So okay, so we don't have the key phrase in here either. So we're just going to tweak this a tiny bit. So Relax with Rose Geranium. And I think you call them mineral rich bath salts. So let's put that. Okay. So we're just going to pop that into here. And we're going to see what else we're going to put with, okay, so we could put here, so we could put contains, paste that in, Himalayan pink salt. There is also Epsom salt. And there is natural sea salt. So we'll pop that in too. And that's now gone green. So we've got a little bit more space left if you wanted to add more things. You don't have to put this if you want. You could put anything that you like. We might put handmade in the Lake District. Things like that can be quite eye-catching to people. Oh, so okay. So now we've gone amber here, but that's okay because handmade is actually one word. So we're going to win some space back for that. You could put anything you like here as long as it is eye-catching on search engines, but it has to have this key phrase in there. So let's see what else there is. So already this list has gone down quite nicely. Okay, so the next thing we can do is add the key phrase to the image. So we're going to copy this key phrase. We're going to click on the image. Okay, so on another video we did on editing product pages, we saw that some of the product images have got kind of the numbers or the kind of reference codes for the title. That's okay, and it's hard to do on a mobile because the URL for this comes up as that. That doesn't really matter because you don't tend to share a URL just of that image. But what we're going to do is we're going to change all of these. So it's got the key phrase in there. Okay, and that has two implications. The first is obviously it's going to really help our search engine optimization, but it also means if you want to change a product image, you can search in here for Relax with Rose Geranium, or you could search for rose and look at all the things it comes up with. Whereas if these are left blank or if they just have that number, you're never ever going to find them. You're going to have to keep on scrolling all down. So we're going to set that product image. That's now got our key phrase in. Brilliant. And that is now green. Fantastic. Keyword density. Okay, so the keyword was found once and it needs to be found at least twice. So we need to add that in somewhere. So you kind of need to be a bit clever at this point. You don't kind of want to be, you don't want to be too over the top or too obvious. You don't want it to just be in there for the sake of it. Okay, so okay, so let's just pop that in there. Relax with the range, for our full range. Call to action. View our full range. If you can change something for a call to action, always put a call to action. So instead of saying the full range of our products can be seen here, put view our full range of products, or view our bath salts, or do this, do that, look at this, click here. Always a call to action. View our full range of bath salts. And what I'm actually going to do is move this from here and put that there, just because I think that's going to sound better. So relax with rose geranium. View our full range of mineral rich bath salts. And I'm just going to make this a link. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to type in bath salts. And because this is a category, this won't come up in this search. So we could add a product if we want, but I don't want that. I want to link it to a category. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to copy this, paste it, click that apply link, and that is now a link to send people to those bath salts. So that also means that not only have we added an extra key phrase, that's brilliant, say that's been put in there, we've also put in an internal link, so that's made this one green too. Text length, again, so we said before, outbound links is really tough to do. You're probably not going to be able to do that, not without kind of being detrimental to your own web links and web hits. Your text length could be longer, but again, you don't just want to pile on loads of words for the sake of it. If you do find ways to help bulk up your product pages, then absolutely it's worth going through them all and just trying to add more information if you can. It can be quite tricky to do if you've got a product that doesn't need to have a lot. You don't want to keep on adding things for the sake of it. But I'm quite happy with that. That's gone from red to amber. So for now, that's a really good stage. Ideally, you want everything green. That's the aim. So SEO is okay. It's not great, but it is okay. And we're going to update. And that is how to update your product SEO, or search engine optimization, to make sure your products can be easily found on Google or any other search engine.